Hey, it's me, Raj Baddhan here for BizAsiaLive.com. Now, as you know, as well as entertainment, we like to look into media personalities, and I'm quite grateful to my next star guest who joins me here on BizAsiaLive.com, Ferzad Palia, the head of Voot Select Youth Music and English Entertainment. Ferzad, that's quite a mouthful, huh? I mean, is there any more you want to be doing?
I know I'm asked that quite often, actually. But no, it's been an interesting journey. It's been almost 16 years for me at the network now, and obviously started off with the TV part of the business in 2005. Did lots of things, did marketing, content, sales, business, then launched a few interesting brands like Comedy Central, VH1, Colors Infinity, which is a homegrown brand. Then took over MTV and launched a new variant of MTV. So that's the TV part of my my day. And then we've obviously been thinking about, because the audiences are so closely connected to multiple screens and multiple platforms, on what really our subscription journey should be. We launched Voot in, I think, 2016 very successfully. But that was an ad-supported service. Late last year in 2019, we launched a subscription service called Voot Kids, which has also done very well. But I think we're one of the last guys, as normally we do in most of the genres that we actually get into, to launch a subscription service in the general entertainment space. So it's been fun. It's been exciting, and the last 5 months have been something else. I don't think it's any different for anyone else in the world, but it's just been chaotic for us.
Yeah, I mean, we're living through a pandemic at the moment, but you guys decided to launch Voot Select, just before the pandemic, which is absolutely crazy. But it was a great time to do it because that's when people were sampling all the digital platforms.
Yeah, if ever I look for a silver lining in these COVID times, it's really the timing of our launch. And there was one school of thought saying, let's get a few more things right and launch in April and May and things like that. I don't know. It's just sheer. Something went right, and we said, no, let's just go on the 2nd of March. And I think we were just in time, because by the time the 16th or 17th of March, we were already working out of home. So, and I don't think we'd have been able to launch it, completely from home. We needed to at least get it kicked off while we were in the office. It's a tech product. So all worked out well. It's been a crazy, crazy ride since then, as you can imagine. Adapting to the work from home piece, getting everyone together, dealing remotely, and now even making shows and content from our homes. So
I was going to say, because you guys are, you've launched the show Gone Game, which is going to be, in fact, premiering tomorrow on the 20th of August. And it's a great initiative. I mean, you're doing this. I think there's a couple of other broadcasts have tried it as well. I'm not sure how different it's going to be. I think this is probably one of the first ones in terms of the crime kind of thriller kind of genre of it. Tell us more about Gone Game, because it is completely shot on mobile devices.
Yeah, so very early into the lockdown, we realized that this isn't looking like a short-term problem. It's looking like something that's here to stay, and production's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult for us to do the big marquee kind of scale productions that all of us have been used to. But we said that there's no way. This despite us having a very strong bank of originals because of the timing that we launched. So it's not that we don't have content. We have tons of content, which is lined up for the next 3, 4, 5 months. So we're secure, but at the same time, we needed to get a move on into creating something that was fresher and newer. And, that's when we put our heads together and said, we got to do something during lockdown. If all of us can find a way to work from home, something that never occurred to any of us, I'm sure that we can create some content from home. Given where technology is at and software is outstanding now, there's movies being made on iPhones and all sorts of devices, right? So we said what we really need is a good script and a good story, because we don't want to make content for the sake of making it, especially not on a premium SVOD kind of a service. And that's when we put word out, spoke to partners, got what is today the Gone game sometime early May. Um, got excited by the concept, said there's something in this. It actually lends very well to not having to have actors interact with each other in person, and so on and so forth. And we wrote it out in about 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. It was getting fine-tuned. We started shooting, I think, on the 11th of June, and here we are, and 20th of August, we drop it. So everything conceptualized, written, edited, directed. No actor interacted with another actor in person. The director didn't interact with any actor in person. Neither did the DOP. So it's been a huge learning experience for everyone. And you hear the cast say that and the director say that. And but thankfully, it's all been very worth it. It's, even if I say so myself, it's come out really well. And most people who watch the show won't really realize unless you tell them how it was made and under what circumstances it was made.
So, Ferzad, that's a question that I was going to ask you, because obviously it's, as well as an experiment, it's also kind of a way forward, especially with the way things are, about social distancing. So when you say that, viewers will able to recognize the kind of difference, okay, fine, in terms of quality, they may not, because these days you've got HD on your cameras or 4K, whatever it is. But when it comes to, say, interacting with another person, that kind of, you have that kind of connect with someone when you're acting. How is that going to be possible?
It's really difficult, and which is why the main thing for us was to see how this was going to really turn out. So what we did first is we got 3 minutes shot to get a sense of how it would really look. And it looked all right. It said, this is something that we'd really want to watch. And like I said, the script lends to, it is shot during lockdown. So you're not supposed to be interacting with anyone. So, you don't really get that, it flows in seamlessly. It's the truth of the story. I don't think we can always make content like that, because that's, it's good as a one-off, twice, 3 times, that's fine. You will potentially see, and all of us will potentially see a lot more content such as this potentially releasing. But I think as restrictions reduce, we may not go back to full scale for some time in the near future, but you will have people taking over resorts, or people taking over hotels, or people taking over large open spaces and things like that, and using those kind of settings to narrate and tell stories. But it's all evolving. It's all very exciting. I think it's opened up a whole new avenue for content creators and storytellers to be able to do this. I promise you, we're shocked out of our wits that we could pull off what we did. I hope you like the show when you watch it. But to us, it's as good as any other original.
I was going to say, it sounds very intriguing. I mean, I'll definitely be checking it out just to see how a show like that has been put together. How was it in terms of editing? And was there moments that you had to go and reshot again because you may thought, it doesn't work?
There were some parts that we reshot, but not once we reached the edit table. It's actually pretty much after a day's shoot, the team would check if everything's gone right or if anything needed to get redone. And we'd get it done at that point of time itself. It took, in all honesty, we'd budgeted for about 2 weeks of shoot. And eventually, because there's no rear view mirror to check how long something like this would take. And then we realized that, the cast is normally used to walking onto the set with makeup done, styling done, lighting done, setting done, props all in place, and they need to deliver their lines, right? We then realized that it's going to take us much longer, because now the cast is essentially their own stylist, their own hair and makeup person, their own lighting person, seeking help from the family, of course. They need to shoot themselves. They need to be directed as to how to place the cameras and or gadgets and shoot. And I think we shot for about 34 or 35 days eventually, versus what we thought would get done in about 15 or 16 days. But they've loved it. I think it's been a sort of a masterclass for even them to go through something like this. It kept them occupied because they couldn't really go outside for any shoots.
I mean, especially someone like a veteran like Sanjay Kapoor, and then you've got seasoned digital actors like Arjun Mathur and the rest of them. I mean, it's all new to them, isn't it?
It's very new to them, and I think they'd do the next season for free if we asked them.
I'm sure they will. Can I also ask you about the dubbing side? Because how was the dubbing? Did they send you, voice bits after, or did you just use the original sound from the shoot?
No, we couldn't use the original sound because that was it was too faint, and that wasn't working. We thought that we might have been able to get away with it, but then we had to dub from home.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, away from the show, let's talk about Voot's plans, because it has, I mean, as you mentioned at the beginning, it has gone from there to just there. I mean, it has gone, sky high with the way things have been developing. Has this all been a whirlwind for you the last 5 months for Voot Select?
It has actually. When you're starting off at zero and it's very difficult to get even one subscriber, I think a few things worked for us, to be honest, right from the get-go. One was, of course, the timing, where people had more time to consume entertainment. It coincided with a period where there was no fresh content on TV, because our habit, as you well know, is to consume something fresh every single day on TV, and there was no fresh content on TV. So I think that's the other thing that played a part in driving people home. It was really, really difficult for us because everything that we'd planned in terms of marketing, whether it was outdoor or whether it was print, even radio, suddenly became irrelevant media in that point of time. And we were in the middle of our campaign when lockdown happened, right? We'd put up outdoors for maybe 6 or 10 days, and we had to pull it down, and everything then said coronavirus, and the government took it over for messaging, all well-intentioned. So that was really hard to change your plan midway and stop and start, and creatives, and suddenly everyone's working from home and things like that. But I think what really, really worked for us was our originals. It's very rare that you have 4 hits in 3 months, and that's really what happened with us. So with Asur, Marzi, the Riker case, and Illegal, all 4 originals did really well.
Yeah.
With Asur actually now being spoken about as one of the best web series or original series that's ever been created in India. So that drew in a lot of subscribers for us. And the international content that we have, we had new episodes and fresh seasons of Shark Tank and America's Got Talent. Thankfully, they'd finished their production and edited, and we could get some new stuff from there. That's worked very well. And, for the last 1 month, now that TV shoots have been back, our proposition of airing our TV shows 24 hours before TV on Voot Select, that's actually paid off very handsomely as well. So thankfully, it's all, it's come together. 150 days, like you said, very early days. But the pressure's on us, and it's been gratifying that really the targets we set ourselves to do in maybe 14 or 15 months in terms of number of subscribers, we've actually got there in maybe 90 days. So that's been good.
It's quite a feat in terms of achievement. So well done on that. I do want to talk to you about the kind of, because you're a TV man. Obviously, you started your career with the with the TV side. I mean, can you see the kind of dip in share and audiences changing and kind of eating into, as in digital eating into the linear TV space? I mean, what's your take on that? And do you think they can work side by side?
Look, if you look at numbers, if you just purely look at the ratings numbers and then you see the growth of the OTTs, it just seems like people are consuming more entertainment. Yeah. Because TV numbers are growing, viewership's growing, ratings growing. OTT is on steroids currently, and growing really, really fast. So there's no real reason to believe that one's cannibalizing on the other, though I think in reality, it's also, keep in mind that we're a very, very large population. So if you take the entire subscriber base in the country, that's total number of subscribers subscribing to any on-demand platform, I don't think that number's over about 15, maybe 18 million, at a stretch 20 million paying subscribers. Now, while that's a very sizable number, in the larger scheme of things in a country like India, that's not a very large number.
Yeah.
So there's enough headroom for growth for everyone, really, and that's really what's been happening.
No, it's an exciting time for digital space. I mean, I know time is ticking for us, but I've got a couple more questions for the UK audiences, because it feels like that we have been kind of left out. We've got Voot here on Virgin Media, which is obviously one of the linear platforms, but we can't get the app. We can't get access to Voot Select programming. What's your plans for the UK market and international markets?
You guys missed it by about 5 days. There's a technical integration that needs to be done with, to update the box with the new app. And it's just got stuck because of the lockdown. But I think we'll be up and running very, very soon, where you won't need to go scampering to other places to watch some of the content. So apologies for that. We'll be there very, very, very soon.
So when you say we missed it by 5-6 days, what do you mean? Because it's obviously you've got a contract with Virgin Media at the moment. So are you planning on having a full-fledged launch of Voot Select where we can access it on mobile apps?
Yeah. So when I said 5 or 6 days, we need to courier something to you, and we couldn't. That's really what happened. I'm sharing it with you, and bizarre as it sounds, that's really what the truth is. And that now is, we're getting that sorted, and we should be up there. We're not planning any big ticket launches yet in the UK, but the UK is a very, very important market for us. We have some very aggressive plans for the UK and other markets outside of India as well. And, now that we've got the ship sort of steadied in India, we will definitely take the service outside, because it deserves to be consumed across the world, really. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Is there any chance of Voot Select launching in the UK before Bigg Boss? Because we're hearing so many amazing things about that Bigg Boss. There's going to be exclusive content on there, 24-hour live stream. I mean, what's all this about? I mean, we are just being left out here.
I know I don't want to jinx it. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that it happens. It should happen. We haven't announced an official date for Bigg Boss as yet. It's probably next month, but we should be up by then.
Okay, great. Now, thank you very much. I mean, it's been so good. I could talk to you for longer if I wanted to. I know there's all these people coming in and out of the conversation. So I just want to say thank you very much, Ferzad. I wish you all the best with the Gone game, which is, of course, going to be available from the 20th of August. Have you got a final message for all for everyone that is watching, for all the fans of Voot Select?
Yeah, thanks for all of your support. If you're in India, and if you're in the UK, we'll be there very, very soon. Just keep enjoying. We're going to keep experimenting, having fun, doing new things, like, as you can see, and bringing you guys some of the best content and some of the best experiences, as you'll see on Bigg Boss.
Ferzad, before you go, you have to give me some exclusive. What's going to be happening after Gone game? What are you going to be focusing on? Besides Bigg Boss,
you'll have to kill me for that. But we do have another Hindi original, which should come in the month of September. That's something that we'd shot and almost finished editing before the lockdown, thankfully. And then it's going to be, again, Bigg Boss on steroids. So you've got 24-hour streams, you've got exclusive content, you'll watch it before it goes on TV, and so on and so forth. There's lots of excitement planned, and then a lot of regional shows, which we already have a lot of regional originals, which have been shot and edited and ready. Those will drop as well.
Right. No, thank you so much. I wish you all the best with your plans, Ferzad. Great talking to you.
Thank you very much. Great talking to you guys. Stay safe.